What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you that WNBA slate breakdown for the two-game WNBA slate. If you guys new here and you guys have stumbled across this page, this channel, and you're looking for WNBA content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos I put out. Drop a like on this video, or if any of my other videos help you guys win some money. And with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's get down into the breakdown. So, a two-game slate after just having one game yesterday. Unfortunately, crazy. One of the teams that played yesterday is on the back end of a back-to-back. The Seattle Storm, they were playing again today after playing yesterday in Washington, D.C. They're going to be playing against New York, so they're traveling up to go up against New York today. Be very interesting to see if we possibly get like some minutes limitation or something like that of the sort for some of the women over there on Seattle, considering that their game before that, it was a double overtime game. Traveled across the country to come over here and play in DC. Things very interesting. So definitely something to pay attention to right there in that game. Other than that, Connecticut taking on Indy is going to be our first game that we got. We already got a little bit of injury news over on the Connecticut side. Rachel Banham, who has been a part of the rotation for them, she's going to be out today. So her 15-ish minutes that she was getting, that's going to have to go to someone else. And then over on Indy, they're still without Dantas. That's really just it for them. This is a repeat of the very first game that we saw to open up the season. Caitlin Clark's first opening game. So we get a repeat of that again a couple days later. Seattle taking on New York. Like I said, Seattle, they played yesterday. Took a minute to get that game gelling and going. Nneka, she was out yesterday. They held her out of the front end of the back-to-back. It'll be interesting to see if she will miss. Now, again, she rolled her ankle in the game prior in their OT game against the Lynx. That's why I figured that they held her out, but maybe they might have just actually been holding her out for injury, precautions, things of that nature. Let's see. Ankle won't play. Labeled questionable first half of Storm's back-to-back, but she'll miss contest. So it'll be interesting. They said it was for her ankle. I believe it is for her ankle. She rolled it. She was gingerly walking on it. Took a minute for her to get off the court. So I definitely will want to pay attention to that. If she's out, then again, I would expect for us to see Mercedes Russell slide into the starting lineup. And then it'll be the regular same starters as well with Lloyd, Diggins, Vivians, and Ezzy. Now, one player that could possibly sit on a back-to-back would be Skylar Diggins-Smith, considering that she hadn't played in the past 2 years. So definitely pay attention to if Skylar will be in or out on today, but luckily both of these games start at 7, so we will have that news in regards to it. I don't see anything that tells me that Skylar's going to sit, but for the fact she is a vet, injuries and stuff like that, something that we have to pay attention to, and just want to make sure that players stay healthy. I'm not going to dig too deep, and I'm not going to think too deep into it, but just something to think about and have an idea of is whether or not if Skylar will be in or out. On the New York Liberty side, no news to report for them over there. Everything's good for the Liberty. Going over the DraftKings site that I play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on the King. Speaking of down in the not comment section, but down in the description, if you guys are looking for player pool, props, bets, all that stuff, check out the link for the Patreon right now. Still for the month of May, I know my boy BK, he has it set up for where you pay $5 for the month of May, and you're getting everything. Now I'm pretty sure that $5 will roll over into next month until the next time you are charged, because it is by a month that you go for the Patreon. And we've been doing pretty well over here. So definitely, if you guys are looking for more WNBA content besides just these videos right here, BK puts up a breakdown every day for the WNBA slate, along with player pool, cores, and prop plays for not just Prize Picks, Underdog, but any other sites that you guys actually want plays and stuff for. My boy Jay Joris, he also drops banger FanDuel, DraftKings slips and things of that nature, single bet stuff that you can go ahead and hammer. I know yesterday I saw one of the guys played 400 on someone's rebounds, on Ezzy's rebounds, 400 on Ezzy, and this was before the news for Nneka came out. So we were on this pretty early, but 400 on Nneka, on Ezzy to get 7.5 rebounds. 400, smoked it, easy day. I even think he lighted it up to like 8.5. It was easy day. So definitely check that out. Check the link down in the description below so you guys can join us over there. And then let's go ahead. Let's get into this breakdown. All right, so we already seen this first game right here, Connecticut taking on Indy. Not too much has changed, literally. Still, the Suns, they're still good and everything, but it'll be led by AT and Dwana Bonner. It's going to be your main two. AT, she's going to play as many minutes as she can handle. As long as she keeps herself out of foul trouble. Right now, she's held around 36 minutes, so she's not playing 4 minutes. Pretty much she's getting 4 minutes of rest inside the games. First game going up against Andy, she dropped 52 fantasy points. If her scoring just upticks just a little bit, we already know she's going to get these peripheral stats with rebounds and the assist. That's a no-brainer. That's easy day every day for her. It's just a matter of what she will go out there and do on the scoring side. Still, AT, definitely a great spender that you can come up and get to at 11-3. Not too much you got to talk about right there. Duana Bonner, last game she had 6 steals. I'm not going to expect for her to come out here and get 6 steals again, but I will expect for her to eventually start knocking down these 3-point shots because Bonner is known as a 3-point shooter. She is kind of one of those 3-and-D type players that we can compare to the NBA out here in the league, and especially with the fact that not too much juggernauts in regards to this offense, and Bonner is one of the key staples in that for them. 20 and 22 points without her hitting any of her threes. I definitely do think that's going to come around eventually, just like Jewel Lloyd. As long as they keep taking the shots will eventually start to fall. They are going to find that stroke from deep, and at 9-8, I think she definitely makes for a contrarian type play. Should go lower owned on the slate, especially with Stewie, Jonquel, Sabrina, and things like that on the slate. So Bonner definitely would be a buy low spot where you can get her at lower ownership than everyone else. Don't hate that for GPPs. Brianna Jones, I'm not going to mess with her just yet. She's still on that minutes limit, 7-8. Until she ticks up more to like 25-ish minutes, maybe then that's when I have more interest. I will say, of course, again, just like Bonner, buy low spot, 7-8. Go ahead, jump on the wagon before everyone else does. She's dropped down in price from 8.2, 8K to now 7-8. But the minutes, they did go up in that last game. She got what? 2 more minutes, so maybe another 2-3 minutes here in the spot. Maybe we can see her actually touch 24, 25-ish minutes, just being generous in regards to it. And if that's the case, going up against the Fever, she could smash that easy day. So definitely something that you could possibly take a chance on if you want to get different and get funky on today's slate. It is 2 games. You do got to find a way to be different, but don't be too cute. Don't be too different. Carrington, really 7-7. She has looked amazing in the starting lineup. Definitely 6 of 5, 7 of 18, and putting up some pretty good scoring numbers, 26 and 34 fantasy points. But the main thing I want to point out is she's playing a lot of minutes. She's out there. She is getting it. Again, in this first game, if she didn't catch the cramps that she caught, I do believe she would have pushed for that 36 to 37 minutes in that game right there. So, again, as long as she's going to be out there, and on top of that, we don't have Banham off the bench just to get those minutes that she was having, we probably could go ahead and see another 35 to 37 minutes for Carrington out here. And at that 7-7 price tag, that's really good, really juicy. A nice mid-tier play at the guard position that I do have quite a bit of interest in. Now, outside of that, her running mate, Ty Harris, as long as her shot is falling, Ty's going to actually be able to go out there and put up some decent numbers. I do believe Ty is going to have to absorb a couple of those minutes from Banham. So even if she's not playing great, I do believe she's going to actually be out there to run. In regards to trying to knock down some of her shots. We've seen first game, she went 6 of 11, 4 of 6 from 3. Didn't get any of her threes to fall in that second game going up against Washington. So maybe this will be a bounce back spot for her. I don't mind coming down to her at that 6-2. But if you feel like Jefferson, Mariah, if she's going to be out there soaking up some of those Banham minutes, which she did pretty well, but again, that was off of 3 steals, but 8 points, 1 assist, 3 steals. I don't really expect too much from a lot of the guards because I know that AT has the ball in her hands, but Mariah Jefferson will be a deep GPP play, not something that is like, yo, I got to get to Mariah Jefferson. She's going to crush. I don't really think that. I think the main plays that we're going to want to look to is going to be AT, Carrington, Bonner, Jones, literally in that order from the Sun. Everyone else over here, they're all GPP options. Egbo, not going to mess with that. Nador, not going to mess with that. O&O, long as Bree Jones, her minutes are constantly ticking up, I don't see any reason to go to O&O at all. There's no reason to even go down there to anyone else. Like the Sun, they run a very tight rotation, and they're going to continue to run a very tight rotation. Over here on the indie side, Clark, she popped off in that last game, and kind of just really feel like it's a matter of time before she gets it. It's going to click. I do think that she makes for a really good GPP option and play today because people that might come in here, look at what Connecticut did in that first game, 25.5. Carrington, oh, she held her down, this, that, and the third. But look at it, going up against New York. Going up against Laney, she went 2 of 8 in that game, but she was dishing, she was rebounding, and 3 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. She dropped 27.75 fantasy points. The second go round going up against them. So obviously, as a player, you're going to want to learn some things going into your games continuously. She learned a little something. They figured out something for her. They got her loose for 4 out of 10 from 3, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. So something is starting to gel and click. She dropped 22 points. She dropped 20 points still up against the Connecticut Sun with Carrington playing that feisty defense. If she dropped 20 in that first game, I wholeheartedly believe she could do that again. I do. At 9-4, I don't see why you don't at least have one lineup as a GPP option with Caitlin Clark as one of your main guards in that line. I don't. I think you should. I really, really do think you should. because she showed me that she can actually learn from game to game. She looked better going up against New York than what she did in the first game, and still being able to go out there and drop 20 points on the Sun with that defense that was all over her. And really, all that was missing in that game was the peripherals. She just wasn't getting the peripherals. Of course, the rebounds are going to kind of be hard to come by when you got Bree Jones and AT down there soaking them up. But she can actually snag a couple of rebounds and then definitely bring it on the playmaking side, like what she has done over these last 2 games against New York. She could have a pretty decent day and drops that 20 plus fantasy points and stroking it from deep and hitting those threes. Outside of that, Leah Boston, she really hasn't looked all that great in these first couple of games. Really disappointed in what I'm seeing from her. 4 points, 12, 6, 7, 7. Minutes are there. Really thought that having Clark out there, playmaker, the pick and pop, not pick and pop, pick and roll for her would have been there, but not seeing it just yet. Boston definitely a GPP option, but not a must. I really don't even see myself clicking on that name. Nalissa Smith, I did have some interest in her, but then when I looked, I was like, why is Nalissa losing minutes? Every game, her minutes have gone down 27, 25, 22. Not making any sense to me. Really, the only thing I could chalk up to is she's slacking on defense like she always has. She's just lazy. That'll be the issue. This could be one of those spots where everyone's looking at it. The minutes are going down. We're seeing other players get some uptick in minutes. But I will say, at least when she's getting 20-ish minutes, besides the first game against New York, she's putting up a decent fantasy score, 29.25, 27 fantasy points, and she is going up against her girl in this game. So I'm gonna have to swallow the minutes theory and still have her in my player pool at the 8.2 price tag, especially because I'm not going to mess with Boston. I would rather just come down to Nalissa. Maybe I can get her at lower ownership. I'll go ahead and just take that chance. Kelsey Mitchell looked way better, and I think that was the other thing that opened up the offense for the Fever was Kelsey Mitchell being put into the starting lineup versus her coming off the bench. Move Erica Wheeler, who I think straight up just slashing. That's really what Erica Wheeler is going to bring out there for you. Kelsey, spot up shooter. She can actually shoot when you get her the ball from 3. She actually, has a nice first step. And I know she's coming off the ankle sprain, but she's looking good. She's looking better. Definitely, we know she's kind of score independent when it comes down to it. GPP option, because if the shot's not falling, she's not going to get you anything out there, and I'm not going to force it. Erica Wheeler, no interest. Fade for me. Carly, don't mind her at 5.7 if you need a value option play. Hopefully her shot can actually start to fall. She's picking it up on the peripheral side, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the last game. But if the shot can actually fall and she can actually go out there and play like her sister, she will destroy a slate one of these days, especially if she's going to stay on that 6K price tag. But not anything that we got to hammer in. Wallace, I mean, Grace isn't playing any minutes, so Crystal Wallace, I mean, she is out there. If Clark gets into any type of foul trouble, we will see Wallace come in there and be a running mate out there. Erica Wheeler, she's going to get her run, but Wallace, she'll come in off the bench and she'll play some of that ball handling role as well. I don't mind that as a probable value. And then I really don't know how to say her name without butchering it, but I'm going to say T. T has looked good, and I want to say she is actually the benefactor to Nalissa Smith's minutes just bumping down. Now, hopefully she can go out there and maybe get us about 15 fantasy points. She's bringing it on that side. Definitely she's getting up some shots, 6, 8 shots. She can rebound, get us some steal, some blocks, definitely has some defensive stats in every single game, and she's not going to go out there and get us a 0 on the scoring side. So at 4.8, maybe Nalissa Smith gets in the foul trouble, or Aaliyah Boston gets in the foul trouble, something like that. Maybe we could see T come in there and duke it out in regards to just trying to claw out some more minutes. But near 20-minute mark right there in back-to-back games, pretty much. So I definitely will have to have some interest, especially when value is so scarce on today's slate. Seattle over here on this side, pretty much same old over here for me. It'll be Lloyd, Ezzy, Skylar Diggins-Smith, and Horston if and only if Nneka is still out. If Skylar was to miss, then Jewel Lloyd, I kind of feel like we're going to definitely have to look there. And Horston, because I would imagine Horston possibly could get slid into the starting lineup. They could go with Sammy, depending on whoever they were to start into the starting lineup if Skylar was to miss. And that's just for rest purposes. But if Skylar was to play, then they're all in play. 8.5, she's definitely getting up there in the price, but still, I don't mind paying that price tag for her, especially the scoring is coming along. If she could just go ahead and get over 5 assists just one more time whenever I play that 5.5 assist line, I would be grateful to you, Skylar, because you sold a couple of my slips again yesterday due to that assist debacle. Everyone else over here, Mercedes Russell, I have no interest in. Vivian's, I have no interest in. Fan Kim, I have no interest in. No one down there looked interesting at all to me. Ezzy, Lloyd, Skylar, and Horston will be the main people that I want to get to. If Nneka plays today, Nneka, she's going to be fresh. She did not play, yesterday. So then, of course, I will have to have some interest in NECA. Lloyd, biggest GPP option right here for me because, again, if the damn three-point shot could fall, she will go out here and destroy a daggone Slate. But the shot's just not falling. Pretty much same thing like the one of Bonner. You're going to want to get on that early before everyone else is. Huge GPP option. But again, you can't go wrong with Skylar Diggins-Smith. We know we can attack guards going up against New York. That's been a day-old tradition for like the last 3-4 years, especially once they got Vanderloop. Like, it's just an easy day to go ahead and attack that right there. And then Lloyd, if Skylar was to miss, it's just going to be chopped chicken over there. On the New York side, Stewie, Jones, Sabrina, main plays that we're going to want to get to. And then I'll have a sprinkle of Laney will be another option. But I'll say Jonquil Jones. I just seen what Aaliyah did yesterday. Rebounds. I think her rebounds sitting at like 8.5, 9.5. Smash the over on that shit. Smash the over. 8 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 12 rebounds. I am telling you right now, go ahead and if you can get Jonquil Jones on the books at 8 rebounds, shit, 10 rebounds. I'll go half a unit on 10 rebounds, full unit on 8 rebounds for a fact. Definitely shit. You probably could actually take a full unit on the 10 rebounds, but I'll play it safe. I'll play it safe, and I'll be very honest with you. 8 rebounds, go ahead, take full unit. 10 rebounds, smash half a unit. Go ahead and play that. Jonquil Jones, she's gonna eat on the glass. I just saw Aaliyah eat yesterday on the glass going up against Seattle. There's no reason why Jonquil, who is healthy this season, cannot eat in this matchup. Love it for her. Centers, they've actually done pretty well going up against the Storm so far. Literally, Alana Smith out there getting all these blocks, getting the steals, switching it from outside, getting the rebounds. Same thing right here in this matchup with Jonquil Jones is 10 times better than Elena. So I love this, love it for Jonquil in this spot. Outside of that, Sabrina, GPP option right here. If the shot is falling, the shot's going to be money. Opposing guards have actually looked pretty decent. We just seen Ariel Atkins. She was switching out those threes yesterday. The 3-ball is coming along for Sabrina. Definitely 4 out of 9 in that last game going against Indy. Hopefully she can have another one of those games in her right here. Give me about 3 or 4 threes. I'm definitely going to be playing some 3-point props for Sabrina on today's slate, just because I do believe that shot should be money playing at home, going up against a team that has been giving up the 3-ball as well. Stewie, nothing needs to be said about Stewie. Stewie, 11.5. You can fit her. Go ahead and fit her. You already know she has a pretty safe floor. I don't think we're going to have to worry about another 20-something fantasy point game. I'm not going to worry about NECA defense. I'm not going to worry about Ezzy defense. Definitely not worry about Russell defense. None of those bigs on the Storm side scare me in regards to what Breanna Stewart can go out here and do on a night in, night out basis. If you can't get up here to Breanna Stewart, I 10,000%. If you can't tell my excitement, Jonquil Jones honestly is my favorite play from the New York Liberty. She really, truly is. But if you want to, you definitely can go ahead and play Stewart. But I do think this is one of those slates where we can come down. Hey, play Jonquil. If you can fit both. Both of them can pop off and have a really good game. But I do feel like there's going to be merit to having 2 of the New York Liberty inside of this, whether it be Jones, Stewart, Jones, Sabrina, Stewart, Sabrina, something like that. I do really love the upside for that. Biggest thing, we just got hope that Seattle keeps this game close, especially being on back-to-back, which hopefully they do, and they will. Outside of that, Laney, don't mind that. 7-4, block still upside. She can go out there and score, get hot if she needs to. Outside of that, Baby Sabally, she's looked pretty well. Little sister to the true unicorn that's in the league. 15 minutes in that last game, 3 or 4 from the field, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and she's definitely bringing it on the defensive side. If we think the game blows out, I definitely see extended run for Little Sably to go out here and do that on the slate. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for me for the breakdown. Hopefully, you guys were able to get a little something from this. If you guys got any questions, talk to me down in the comment section. Again, link for the Patreon, all that is down in the description below. Definitely check that out if you guys have not done so already. Hopefully, everyone cashes out. You guys make some money today. I will have my player 2 props posted up in a little bit because I'm about to go to sleep. And yeah, we're going to